Their crypto heists have exploded in recent years. The few that you may not have heard. A crypto exchange, Bitmark, says hackers made off with $150 million in December. In 2018, thieves took $530 million from a crypto exchange in Japan, and 600 million Bitcoin was stolen from Poly Network, a record haul from the Poly Network. The US Justice Department says the suspects here were trying to launder $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. It was worth only $70 million when the hackers allegedly stole it from Bitfinex. Theresa Payton was formerly the White House Chief Information Officer in the Bush administration, now Chief Executive of Fort Alice Solutions. What did they do? I mean, how did they do it? They moved money, they bought Bitcoins, they sold them, but what did they do?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I actually read the FBI's arrest charges on their website, and I don't see that they're actually being charged with the hacking. They are being charged allegedly with basically the money laundering and using stolen funds. And it's interesting, even though we're talking about cryptocurrency, which is sort of kind of a more modern day kind of cybercrime, they followed sort of the old Hollywood movie playbook of, now that I have ill-gotten gains, what do I do with it? How do I fence it? How do I launder it so that people can't follow the money trail? But in this case, the FBI did. So they did things like buy gift cards. They hopped around from different cryptocurrency platforms. They tried to put it into regular currency. They bought different types of goods and services, really trying to make the money trail hard to find. Because if you want to find who conducted these hacks, you have to follow the money. But I do not see where either one of them have actually been charged with hacking the exchange. Just the fact that they took the stolen cryptocurrency from the exchange and tried to launder it.
But they always say that the fence is the most important part, because if you're stealing diamonds, I've watched my fair share of movies, if you're stealing diamonds, it's useless if you can't get rid of them. Now, one would have thought that those who hacked might have been sophisticated enough to know how to move the stuff around. But how difficult is it to move $3.5 billion around in cyber anonymously?
Well, it is challenging, because even though the cryptocurrency platforms, part of what they talk about is privacy, anonymity, you're not registered necessarily as yourself with your name. It's, wallets with digital IDs. But at some point, in order to spend that money, in order to purchase hard goods, there is some type of a transaction where you will have to identify yourself. What's fascinating about this one is there must have been some inclination that this couple was moving the funds around, because there were court authorized search warrants of sort of online accounts and other information.
So when the Deputy Attorney General says, you can't hide in the cyber, well, some of us would think that's just the sheriff in town warning crooks. But the fact they managed to find the money and follow it does give rise to the idea that they're not chumps in the authorities.
No, this was an incredible example. There's international collaboration here. A German police department helped out. Multiple agencies worked together here to follow the money and to find these two. There will most likely be others, maybe not on this particular case, but there will be others that will probably be discovered that were also laundering stolen cryptocurrency platform funds. And really, it's in the best interest of the cryptocurrency platforms to cooperate with authorities to make sure that they are seen as a safe and secure place to store your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency, whatever one you choose, in your digital wallet.
Theresa, I'm grateful for you today. Thank you. And we'll be back to talk to you again because I try to understand it. Thank you so much.